What's going on, traders? In today's video, I want to go over with you my swing trade on dollar SABR, which netted me around $110 in profits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ethan Chase, and I post videos weekly on personal finance, investing, and life. Without further ado, let's hop into the trade, why I took the trade, where I entered, and where I exited for that $110 of profit. This is a chart of SABR. As you see, it's at $9.05. It was up 14% today, 36 cents. If you take a look at the 3-month chart, it's been kind of going down, but curling back up. The lowest price it was at was $3.31, and today it obviously closed at $9.05. The company provides kind of tech solutions and software for booking and reservations for airlines and hotels. So they're very much in the travel industry. And of course, that has been hit super hard because of COVID and the pandemic. And I'll get more into why I purchased the stock or options on the stock later, but the idea was that the optimism on the economy and people going back to normal, people will be flying more, and thus there would be more of a demand for the SABR company. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to show you where I entered and the price I paid. A quick look at earnings is, if you look at Q2, Q3, Q4 2019, they were all pretty good and they're turning a profit, but in Q1 they actually lost, and that's obviously of course due to COVID. Okay, so let's scroll down to see where I purchased. So I bought 2 calls of a SABR of a 619, so 2 calls of $7.50 calls for an expiration date at 6/19, meaning I think that the price will go above $7.50 by June 19th. And if it does, then I have the option and the right to exercise this contract, or 2 of these contracts, to buy 100 shares of SABR at $7.50. And if it went above $7.50, I could just sell those shares right away to earn that difference. So let's take a look. I bought them for 60 cents, and I bought 2 of these contracts on June 2nd, 2020 at 9:35 a.m. So I bought them June 2nd, 2020 at 9:35 a.m. So right when the market opened. And if you look, I sold them the next day, June 3rd, for $1.15 times 2. So for a total of $230. So that was the trade. It was really a day, and I sold it. Let's see. I sold the contracts at 10:41 a.m. Obviously, looking back today, if I held the stock today also, the contracts would have been even worth more. But my goal for swing trading is to set a defined stop loss and set a defined profit level. And once it hits that profit level, I take my profits. Obviously, the stock could go up, in which case I would have made more money if I held. But also at the same time, the stock could go down, and I could have lost money if I didn't take profit. So there's always you never want to be too greedy, and you never know what's going to happen. You can only judge it in hindsight, which of course doesn't help, because also at the same time in hindsight, the stock could have went down and it could have been beneficial to sell. So you always want to set predefined stops and predefined target levels, so you know kind of what you're risking, how much you're willing to make, and you kind of can eliminate fear and greed and any emotion by setting those parameters. So that's for the Robinhood part. Now I'm going to switch over to my computer and the chart to show you my thoughts on the chart and why I liked the company. Okay, this is Tradingview. It's a free charting platform, something I use quite frequently. What we have here is the SABR chart, and this is a daily chart. So each candle represents one day. Okay, so this is the chart. This is what it looks like. I'm going to zoom in. So this is 21st of February, and then it comes down because of COVID. Pretty standard. So what I'm going to do is draw an uptrending, an ascending support line. So what that means is that this line is kind of support. So if the stock hits it, it'll bounce back up, and that's because buyers are stepping in at this line to give it support and to prop it up. What I also like about it is that there's kind of a pretty defined resistance level, and it's a horizontal resistance. I'll put that there. So if you take a look, every time the stock hit around $7.53, so like right here, kind of right here, right here, right here, right here, it gapped up, came back down right here. Every time it hit around $7.50, the stock kind of got rejected. But over time, the stock was still inching up to that point. So you have this kind of line and it keeps inching. And then it keeps going up, assuming this pattern is fulfilled, which it was. It keeps going up until it's at a critical point where there's really no room to go. It could fall down, break the pattern, which sometimes happens, but in the long run, usually it just curls back up, or it just pops up and gaps up. And that's exactly what happened. So I bought the stock June 2nd on this day right here. So let's see if we can make this. Okay. I bought the stock pretty much right here. And then the next day, June 3rd, it gapped all the way up. And that's where I saw the $110 profit. And that's when I sold it. This is a pattern I trade quite frequently. I'll show you Tesla stock, which I did a swing trade on. Tesla stock had the very kind of same pattern. You see support line going up and a resistance line horizontal. It's a pattern I trade quite frequently and something I like. But that's essentially why I took the trade on it. From a technical analysis, it was forming that pattern which I liked. On a fundamental analysis level, personally, I don't think that the V-shaped recovery or that the economy is going to kind of just recover without, any sort of damage. But if other people believe that, then, you might as well go with the herd in that sense and profit off kind of the opinions of others. And you couple that with data coming out that some people are flying more and that there's some sort of normalcy, and if people are flying more and traveling more, then the demand and ultimately revenue for SABR company probably will increase as well, and that should in turn increase the price of the stock. So from a technical analysis standpoint, I liked it. From a fundamental analysis standpoint, I was okay with it. And at the end of the day, I'm happy with netting around $110 in just a day. Super simple off 2 contracts. The percent return was crazy, something like 80%, something like that. So I'm very happy with that trade. I can't complain. If you like this content, like the video so the YouTube algorithm can pick it up. Comment down below if you took this trade, and if you made it to this point in the video, comment down below SABR so I know you did. And finally, if you like the video, subscribe to my channel for more content on swing trades, options, day trading, investing, any sort of that, because every subscription is another step in my journey to financial freedom and independence.